we are underway with match one, and if you have a look at the playing path, we are heading north to south basically, and a lot of places that are usually popular, pretty far off, but I'm pretty sure that is not going to stop people from, just gliding a few extra meters and getting there.
Absolutely. Yesterday, one thing we saw where there were quite a few teams who were just on the prison island for quite a long time. And they took a little too long and they kind of got screwed over by the zone. Hopefully, we wouldn't be seeing that many mishaps today, at least for some of these teams. We still haven't seen a circle yet. Should be coming up very quickly on the screen in the next few seconds. Most teams not really opting to go towards the northeastern or the eastern side of the map. Of course, the plane path doesn't favor them, but there we have it. Again, it's going to be eastern side, much more, much better compared to yesterday's circle, where I think 40% of the circle was in the water. But this time around, we do have a pretty big chunk of the southern part of the island, which is, there we go, like Los Leones is smack in the center. Who's going to go there is a question. We can take a look at the teams. Obviously, let's take a look at the big names, right? Fnatic, you can see right at the edge of the circle, team number 16, they're dropping in. And then, of course, we have, who else is there? Who are the big names we have here today?
Well, somebody's already out for a nice little drive in that convertible over there. But yeah, if you have a look at the map, we already have some action going on over here. We have a member of GODLike knocked down. They are already picking a fight with Team 15. That is Deadeye guys. Now, they have unfortunately lost a member early on.
Just up close.
And that was Winchester to the face, right?
Yeah, right there. I mean, that rifle, up close and personal will completely obliterate you. That's what happened. That's a rough start, man. Like, 2 players lost already within a few seconds of landing in, and GODLike off to a great start. Bear in mind, they came in second yesterday in the final game. So this is the second game. This is a good opportunity. Team GODLike is a team you should definitely keep an eye on, and by the end of today, I really have a good feeling they might potentially place it a top 6 or top 5.
Well, if you have a look at the players, we have GODLike, Gil, Smokey, Yamraj, and King. All these guys, high caliber players. Of course, Gil, you might remember from previous tournaments. This guy is, capable of so much at long range, mid range, close range. You call it. This guy is a jack of all trades. But yeah, they are off to a good start. And I do see Illusion is a bit disillusioned right now because he knows he's kind of surrounded by the enemy. And it would seem like he is the only member of his team.
His best bet at the moment is to be an ostrich. Just bury his head in the sand, pretend no one can see him. He hasn't made a single sound. You can see Yamraj, a god of death, right above him, just sort of roaming around on the rooftop. Gonna find him though, and actually gonna get the knock on Yamraj, and that is a big problem right there. You get complacent. I mean, I'm surprised they ran around because they should have known at least 1 or 2 players were still alive there for Team Dead Eyes. And just like that, a little bit of carelessness, and he gets taken down. And that could have been a flawless wipe. Instead, they have lost a player. However, that's alerted the rest of his teammates that there's a player there. Vengeance is going to be coming in thick and hard.
Well, Yamiraj is definitely back in the afterlife. I wonder if he can do anything from there. But yeah, his teammates are definitely going to be like, hey, what just happened? I thought we had cleared this team out, but nope. There was one guy still remaining. Like you said, he wasn't making a single sound, and that is what kind of helped him out. But now they do know that the enemy is nearby, and Illusion just has 1 first aid. So if he does get another knock, or actually, you know what? All 3 of them are pushing up now. If you have a look at that picture down there, he goes out, shots are being fired, and he does get taken out. That was a good attempt by him, but that Uzi with that high rate of fire getting the job done. And with that, we have the first team to be eliminated from today's game, and that is going to be the boys from Deadeye.
They come dead last. Unfortunate, and their streak of bad luck, I wouldn't even call it bad luck at this point. Once you start, like, dropping, getting knocked out early in the game consistently after like 6 games now. I mean, they didn't come last every single time, but they've been having low standings throughout. And just 1 kill to their name as well. That's going to be, that's just going to, we're going to start to see, like, which teams are the kings, which teams are good, which teams are, unfortunately, just not up to muster.
Absolutely, and who do we have here? We have the boys from Synergy. These guys are looting, oblivious to the fact that there's a fight going on elsewhere. But that's the thing. I mean, in Miramar, like you had mentioned earlier, since it is such a huge map, you don't usually envision the fact that, teams are going to be going up against each other right at the beginning. And unfortunately, that is what happened. I think in a matter of maybe a minute or 2, we already lost 1 squad, which is, a big blow because it is the first circle.
Especially a map like Miramar, right?
Yeah,
you don't expect early fights to take place this often.
Yeah, but this is a battle royale. Anything can happen. You really don't know where the players are jumping, but that's what it comes down to. I mean, I think this happens because you obviously have an idea of which regions on the map are high loot areas, right?
Yep.
And you want to go there and get the best weaponry, the best armor, the best medkits, everything that you can possibly get your hands on. But you got to remember, there are other guys looking for the same thing, and I think we might have a little bit of action for you guys.
I mean, it is high risk, high reward. You go
Yep.
for the high loot places. That means you're definitely going to be finding more company than you would really be looking forward to. And of course, Team Celts, one of the teams who have been struggling a bit as well. However, they have decided to kind of grab the bull by the horns. They have landed towards Los Leones, which is smack center of the circle, where there are quite a number of teams. We have Team Extreme right next to them. We have, of course, team number 17 as well, Powerhouse Gaming, roaming around Los Leones.
And
So
by the
far, we haven't seen Entity to TSM. They're a team who just kind of like they bide their time, are at the edge of the circle so far. I'm going to be keeping an eye on how they play this, because one thing I noticed yesterday was their rotation, depending on the circle change, is so preemptive and so on point that they always found themselves in a safe spot. Doesn't matter what map it was, doesn't matter which game it was, they were always in such a good spot to play the late game.
But if you have a look at your minimap right now, Entity is kind of surrounded by the boys from GODLike, which we might actually see a good skirmish pretty soon. And it looks like the Celts, the Celts, in fact, these guys have all their vehicles ready, so they shouldn't have any issues there. I do believe they have 3 vehicles parked up somewhere. Ah, there's another one. So these guys are getting ready for the when the zone changes, what they're going to do. But how do you think their run was like yesterday? Because I think they did try to make a splash towards the end. I think maybe in the 4th or the 5th game they got about 5 kills, and it was a slow rise. But I think they're gonna change things up today. Maybe it's all about getting comfortable in your skin.
Yeah, absolutely, right? I mean, yesterday, some teams had some off moments, off games here and there, but it's about how you compose yourself. You got to look at this not like a 100-meter dash, but more like a marathon. This entire tournament is like a marathon. You have 3 weeks of the group stages, and then of course, finally, the final 2 days, which are the playoffs, right? You have a lot of games ahead of you. Bear in mind, it's going to be like we still have. I do believe the math was we have 55 maps remaining to be played. You got to
Yes,
pace
sir.
yourself. You can learn from your mistakes. Of course, you can't take too long to to really start to get some wins and whatnot, but you still have some time. And as long as you compose, as long as you have that in the back of your mind, I think you should be fine.
An interesting point, since we were talking about the cells, that these guys were actually on the final position for qualification from the India region. So, I mean, they just made it into this pro league. But, I mean, whether you come in last or whether you win the entire event, they are here, and I'm pretty sure they want to do something about it. Red, of course, a very famous member of the team. Interesting fact, he was actually a member from Team Z, if you remember. They had participated in the last PMCO. So, I mean, all around talent over here, I mean, they might be fairly unknown, but they can still get the job done. And we have some long-range M16 shots being peppered over here. Of course, none of them hitting their mark. That distance was a bit too much. And what do you think is the play at this stage? Just collect as many vehicles as you can to be dispersed off later? Is that what's happening?
I mean, that's one of the default metas in this on Miramar, right? The cover can be sometimes hard to come by. It can be open plains, open desert fields, so you want to have these vehicles kind of set up like a temporary fortification and whatnot. I'm actually taking a look at the at our minimap which we have open, and it looks like TSM only have 2 players. Or have they lost 2 of their members is the question, which, if that's the case,
They have lost 2
they have lost
members.
Z-God and Clutch God. This is the first time that we've seen TSM have a bad start. Could this be the end?
I think we had a little bit of a scrimmage over there with the boys from GODLike.
But Neo and Jonathan is still alive.
Yeah, but
They are pretty much equal to a full squad together.
But it is kind of funny that GODLike took out the 2 gods from TSM entity. They're like, hey, we are GODLike. Z-God and Clutch God, come on, man, you can't do that. So they left Jonathan and Neo go, but they're like, we'll hold on to the gods over here. But GODLike, they lost Yamraj earlier. Yep, they do have 3 kills to their names. So I think we did see some action earlier. Of course, they got 2 kills from the boys from Dead Eye Guys. And I'm sure there was something that we missed. Of course, it's a little difficult, keeping an eye on all the action. And talking of the action, Jonathan has just opened up and knocked out a member of U Mumba.
Yes, they have. And, ooh, Kiki replying back with a few bullets of his own. He knows what Jonathan is. Jonathan's pinned down. He's pinned on behind the car. Kiki's going to opt to just flake away from that fight, just to res his teammate. You want to make that happen. Neo, though, look at him pushing in. They know they're in the blue, and Neo all by his lone, looking to channel his inner Neo. But in the meantime, we're going to be switching over on the other side, where team number 20, Elementrix, are getting peppered. Jonathan, meanwhile, he drops another player. So even though there are just 2 players remaining on that side, they're still dealing a lot of damage here.
But you got to remember one thing, U Mumba is kind of split up right now. And if you have a look at the smaller screen, Neo is going on a nice little flank. Oh, this is going to be good. Neo is going to get them without any problem. But nah, that was just a bit too late. I think he shot a little bit too early. Maybe he should have waited just a second. Look at this. They are actually trying to surround them, going high up on the ground, which is what you are supposed to do in such a situation.
The problem is the circle now is starting to do a bit of damage. Now, would that be the deciding factor is the question. Neo just pushing up. His teammates far, far away. He's trying to scope something out. Sees them out. 3 shots for him. Neo, he doesn't miss many of these, but no! He gets knocked with a beautiful shot coming out from Kiki. And now Jonathan, he has a lot of work to do. He's pretty low in health as well. Nade. Is that a nade or something? That is a nade indeed. Has he lined it up perfectly is the question. No, it's a little too short though. He's going to heal up a little bit. He's got to head towards his teammate. And Neo's so far away, and that zone is dealing a lot of damage right now.
I think this is going to be problematic. I don't see Neo getting out of this. Yep, he is taken out of his misery. And just like that, TSM is down to one last man. Jonathan is the last guy remaining. This is a complete U-turn from what we saw yesterday as far as the TSM domination we had witnessed yesterday. But, you know, that's what it is. You win some, you lose some. I think U Mumba might be leaving, but
this is a smart call. That's a fight. Sometimes
they are low on meds.
Yeah, they're low on meds, number one, and that's a smart call coming out from them. Secondly, you need to know what fights to take, which fights not to take. Now, it would be really cool for them to take down TSM Entity, but what are you going to get out of that? 2 kills, that's about it. Are those 2 kills worth your team losing more players, right? You want to play for those placement points, and there's going to be ample opportunity to get more frags and get those points later on. In the meantime, we're going to be switching over to Team Marcos. Sorry, that's I do believe it's Megastars.
Ooh, the Mark 14.
Mark 14.
And the 8X. Did you realize that yesterday after game 2, there was not a single AWM in the remaining 3 maps?
That is true. That is true indeed.
It's kind of scary, man. If you think about it.
Kratos, easy there, son. There's no need to.
Oh, we just had a member of Cells run himself over. I've been there many times. Especially on this map, it's one of those maps where, you know, where the vehicle just takes a couple of seconds to come to a complete halt. And if you jump out a bit early and you just get nudged by the vehicle, you're going to get yourself knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, that's like safety 101, right? you don't want to jump off a moving vehicle. This is going to get interesting. Celts are getting pincered. They hear teams from Megastars coming in, but then Team Powerhouse, they have the high ground advantage. They have that little bit of a ridge to provide them cover. I say that, but they're taking a bit of damage. So they're going to be kind of like playing this little safe. The problem for Team Celts here, XP, is the fact that they are pincered between a mountain and a hard place.
Ooh.
That's smart.
Did you see that?
Yep.
The way the vehicle just went by, that was cinematic right now. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, I mean, they are pincered, but
there's no need for Powerhouse to like expose themselves so high, like up there. You're exposed. These guys have 8Xs, one nice shot, and you might get rezzed, but you're losing valuable health and time.
That is true, but you're trying to make a statement as well, and not just a statement. It's about your confidence as well. You know, you get a few knocks, you get a few kills. Talking about that, Anto is under fire. He does get a knock on a member from Megastars, if I'm not wrong, but he does get taken down. Sorry, that is not Megastars, that is Marcus Gaming. These guys are going up against Elementrix right now. Elementrix under heavy fire. They've lost 2 members already. Anto is down, and we have Shaga and Pooman, I'm sorry, still alive. I wonder what these guys are going to do. They have to scour a bit to the right because, you know, they have the high ground, but you can't shoot straight down. So I think it's going to be a bit of a stalemate right now. I think getting out is the best option for them. I think that's what he's going for.
I agree with you.
He's going to wait.
Is his name Poo Poo Man? Yes, it is.
It is.
I like him already. He should be wary.
Oh, it's Poo Poo Man.
There is Poo Poo Man. I hope he doesn't poo-poo the bed, though, because people are right above him. Megastars
Well, he's an ex-poo-poo man, so that was
Well,
in
he's
the
from
past.
elementary. Okay, fine.
Hey
All
man,
right.
I'm just trying to
I'll, I'll,
get a few lame jokes in.
I'll give you that one.
Thank you.
Well, the dude channeling his inner Lebowski. I don't know how many of you guys are
Aha.
gonna get that reference. So just roaming around, just trying to scope stuff out. He sees ahead, propping over the ridge. That is some Team Hype, who have been comparatively pretty quiet yesterday. Hopefully they should be looking to have a better time today. Synergy, Schreider, play zone knocking him out. So now the play zone definitely dealing a little bit more of damage. And if you look at the minimap, it should be cropping up on his screen very, very quickly. Oh,
Uh-oh.
hold on. Shagar, oh, this is free shot. Free shots for him. Is he going to take it, though, is the question. Because,
He does have that Uzi, so I'm pretty sure he did not want to,
and
take
also
that
better
risk.
sons prevails. You don't want to announce where you are. You are pretty exposed. You're on a cliffside. There's not much space for you to run away from. Austin's been knocked out as well by Snacks. Schreider gets taken down by the play zone. SGE Synergy are having quite a rough time at the moment.
They did kind of leave it to last minute to come into the zone because while the first zone was changing, they were out of it. The second, they were still out of it. But we have shots fired on the boys from Team IND and Synergy, who did have a little bit of a confrontation earlier on. And I do believe IND managed to get a knock over here. Ooh, there was a couple of good shots. But again, at this range with that weapon, the bullet velocity goes down. The damage is a little less. And oh my goodness, talk about chances. I mean, he just walked straight, or rather drove straight into another enemy right there.
Are Synergy eliminated?
Woo!
Yes, they are. They got 0 kills, and it came 15. That hurts. Meanwhile, another player just driving over himself. This has been a comedy of errors so far. And for Entity, TSM Entity, there's one player left standing. I do believe that the first two players, they kind of crashed and the car blew itself up. That's how they died. And now, Jonathan, all by his lonesome. The star of day one. How much more can he do? All by his lonesome is the question here.
What do you think his game plan is going to be, though?
Kill.
Kill or avoid
Survive.
any...
Well, obviously survive, but this is a guy who's not afraid to take those
Right.
aggro plays, right? Ooh, those nades can do quite a bit of damage onto Juan Mara. However, in the meantime, it's still pretty even Stevens for most of these teams. Obviously, chunky nade coming out. Gunner getting naded to oblivion.
Anto with that grenade. We don't really see a lot of grenade kills, unless you go towards the last few stages when everyone is pretty much, neighbors to each other. But this is something good. I think in Miramar it makes sense because, ooh, he just gets out, and as I say that, he gets taken down by Sonim. And now we are on a death fight over here between the boys from Orange Rock and Jan Mara. Orange Rock, they have 2 members down, but I think they did the job, and Jan Mara, unfortunately, is out of this
This is
game.
interesting. We have already, obviously, Synergy, 3rd place team right now, in overall standings. Jan Mara as well. I think they're 6th or 5th, if I'm not mistaken. They have been knocked out as well. So some of the performers from yesterday already off to a pretty rough start. Speaking of rough starts, Orange Rock had the worst day, potential worst day they could have had yesterday. However, this time around, it looks like the tides have turned. Looks like Lady Luck has definitely started to favor them. Elementrix will also be knocked out again, unfortunately, with 0 kills this time around. A little bit of lag there. Hopefully, that should get fixed very, very quickly for you guys. Oh, all right. Okay, there we are. We're back. A little bit of Observer PC crash. That's fine. Fnatic. Haven't seen them in any action so far. I think they might have got a couple of knocks here and there, but that's about it. But with the circle shrinking in, they need to do a little bit more of damage. Fnatic, I take Fnatic and always gets blown up. Listen, man, it's like I'm cursing everyone today.
I think you're the man with the silver tongue. You should really mind your words over here. But Slayer does get another knock on Ninja. And just as I say that, they are getting peppered by the boys from Megastars. So it's kind of like a Mexican standoff between these 3 teams. Right over here, we have IND kind of trapped in the middle. Megastars, I beg your pardon, that is Marcus Gaming. On the left over there, these guys are pulling in, and the dude is coming in hot, going right between IND and Hype. I don't see this turning out good
That's
for
a
him.
nice
and
shot.
Jonathan is still at it.
Dead,
But I think Destro's going to get it. Ooh.
Yeah, just 1 bullet, all he needed. He tried his best, but that's going to be TSM Entity getting knocked out on the 12th position. Oh, just a 1 kill as well. But it's a rough start for all these guys.
Credit where credit is due. I mean, although he did die, he was just 1 bullet away from death. That reaction time. He did still get a few bullets into Destro.
He did indeed. And now you can just I like this bird's eye view, right? You can see Team Megastars, they are spread very, very thin, and that's a problem. Snacks, however, gets dropped while trying to cross on over. Dude, just spraying him down. He doesn't quite get the knock. He's getting hunted down, but the opponents, they're very low on health. But now he knows that too many players want to really take the fight with it, but he's going to commit is the question. Circle shrinking further. He's going to go out into blue, looking for the fight, but gets dropped. He needs to get his rest real quickly because he is internally hemorrhaging at the same time. The dude now, the only line keeping his teammates safe. He spots one, but now he knows that too many players want to really take the fight with it, but he's going to commit is the question. Circle shrinking in further. He's going to go out into the blue, looking for the fight, but
again, they just had 2 kills to their names, but the fight is still going on. And have a look at Zebra. He was right there in the midst of all these guys, and a nade.
That's just unfortunate for the Lebowski.
That was a bit reminiscent of the Shrek. The upper hand as far as, you know, height goes, and blue and coming back in and destroying your enemy. But yeah, I mean, like I said, they had a lot of options. And I did think that Team Hype were in a good position, but unfortunately they have been knocked out in the 11th position, if I'm not wrong. Again, they just had 2 kills to their names, but the fight is still going on. And have a look at Zebra. He was right there in the midst of all these guys, and a nade from Demon sent him down to hell, I guess.
It has.
This is kind of funny now. If you remember, the boys from Powerhouse have just kind of shifted down a bit. And now they've lost the upper hand as far as, you know, height goes, and Megastars have taken their position. But what's interesting is these guys are still fighting at the edge of the blue zone. I wonder if that is...
Oh,
well, actually,
Lord.
the circle is so small.
That final circle is definitely going to hurt a lot of these guys. It's going to be a bloodbath. And the thing is, Mumba, they're in such a great spot right now. Mumba and GODLike have found the members in the circle. So have Fnatic, the remaining members, Orange Rock. In the meantime, it's just going to be a battle to the death for the remaining players, like Megastars, Celts, who are still in the server right now. Just going to slaughter each other. And from the ashes of the fallen players, maybe 1 or 2 teams might make their way out. Another team getting knocked out. I do believe it's Megastars who have bid us goodbye, unless I'm very much mistaken. Powerhouse Gaming, though, this is a great second game. They got knocked out yesterday in their first game in the last position, and now they've guaranteed themselves at least the top 7 placing.
And
Not turning around, but then again, they still have to face off against Fnatic, who is still in the server. Mumba as well. Our Smack Insiders
have these small ridges, so people are going to be prone.
and there are no vehicles. There are no vehicles to make any cover.
You see a vehicle, first instinct is to destroy it, to blow it up to bits. But now this is where we see the grenades and the Molotovs doing what they do best. And Kiki and Bhishma, they could be in trouble if the boys from GODLike towards the left of your screen come and try and play spoil sport over here. But Bhishma is doing a wonderful job right now, keeping Orange Rock at bay. Orange Rock, 6 kills.
Finally, things are turning around, but then again, they still have to face off against Fnatic, who is still in the server. Mumba as well. Our Smack inside the safe zone, so they're looking good right now. It could come down to these 3 teams, but let's not count out the remaining players. Team Extreme still alive as Mumba. Kiki finds another frag, and he's going to drop the player from Orange Rock. Doesn't quite finish it off, though. Just gets a drop onto him, and he's getting suddenly hounded, but he somehow closes up and personal, gives him the kiss of death, and that's going to be...
Bye-bye, Orange Rock.
OR will drop, but they, however, get eliminated in 6th place, a little much better than yesterday, and they get 6 kills, so they're going to be pretty reasonably happy with that. But Mumba, man, they're still in this game.
Bhishma unleashing that inner warrior and getting the job done. 3 kills in quick succession right now, and Demon at it again with those grenades. He is just lobbing them left, right, and center and connecting. Fnatic is out. Iconic loading up on the boys from GODLike. We are down to the last 4 teams right now, ladies and gentlemen. 7 people alive. This is going to be something to look forward to. Iconic is going for a nade. This can actually do the job. Ooh,
No.
that Molotov is just a bit too short.
Oh, that was so very close.
Imagine
man.
if the car was not blown up. That would have done the job right now.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. GODLike Kings out of nowhere. He gets the res
He is on
immediately.
fire.
Immediately gets his vengeance on Iconic. And with that, ladies and gents, so 3 teams alive, 6 players. You have a bird's eye view of what's happening over here. And we have 2 players from Mumba. They're far away from each other. It's Kiki and Bhishma. Demon all by his lonesome. And of course, the 3 players left alive for the other team. It's a 3v2v1. Obviously going to favor team number 18. That is, of course, GODLike.
You know, if you have a look right now, Kiki is the only one who's pretty much in the zone, but he doesn't really have a lot of room to maneuver. Demon right now is in a good spot, but I think he might get spotted by the boys from GODLike. GODLike, of course, in the best position since they have high numbers, and just like that, he does get a knock. Kiki goes down. Is he going to be finished? He is not, but the revive from Bhishma seems...
It's going to happen.
Is it?
It is going to happen. They have the ridge cover, and the thing with Godlike right now, they're not
Big
looking.
push.
Oh, I say
It's
that,
not-
and now he's going to be going in. He wants to ensure that they don't get the res in. They're not sure where Bhishma is. They're probably assuming he's there, but they haven't really aggressed. They have a little bit of ridge to work with. Then Demon strikes from the shadow of that little bit of a ridge. A couple of bullets doesn't quite get a drop, but now that's a problem. He's announced his presence. Everyone knows where everyone is. 5 players left alive. The res didn't happen. He's been taken down. It's a 3v1v1, heavily favoring Godlike.
Godlike, of course, they have an idea of where each and every person... Well, there are only 2 opponents left. So this is going to be, you know, a nice little breather from them. I think they're going to be happy with what they've done. But Demon over here, 9 kills right now for his team. I wonder how many he got on an individual level, but he has been performing phenomenally.
Indeed, he has. And the thing with Team Extreme is they're guaranteed a 3rd place. And look at the number of kills they have. They have 9 points.
And this is, if I'm not wrong, just their 2nd game.
Yeah, and they got chicken dinner in the 1st game. Team Extreme have definitely come to play. They got a little overshadowed yesterday by the likes of a Fnatic and of course TSM Entity and Synergy, but here they're definitely making a play as Godlike, deploying the smokes, building a wall of smokes. But bear in mind, smokes are not walls. You can still perforate them with bullets. And now with the circle shrinking in, Godlike need to make a play at this point in time.
Demon opting for a little bit of a heal off in the right corner. I wonder how many first aids he has, because it is not going to last too long. I'm pretty sure we should see
Can't really see him.
a knock right about now. Maybe Kings is going in looking for him. He's still outside the zone.
He's still outside the zone, and oh, Bhishma is trying to...
Oh, he has plenty of meds right now. He is just spamming those first aids, but he has 2 left. I think this is going to get really close, and the play zone does what it does. And just like that, we have a winner. That's it. They both got eliminated by the zone.
A little anticlimactic,
This was,
if you ask
yeah,
me.
I mean...
But Godlike, man, they came 2nd yesterday on their 1st game, and now they placed 1st with Chicken Dinner, 7 kills as well. Yumumba, again, man, they continue to impress, and of course, Team Extreme, despite coming 3rd, they get 9 kills, including Chicken Dinner they had yesterday. We're going to see a meteoric rise of Godlike and Team Extreme today. I'm just putting it out there. And Yumumba again, impressing everyone.